both your brother R. Kelly and you, Carrie Kelly, were molested by your own sister,
Yes.
Teresa.
Yes.
Okay, can you? We got a lot to unwind here because I want to understand, like, how old were you when this first happened?
I was around six, around 6 years old.
6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how old was your sister at the time?
Well, she's 9 years older than me. She had to be about maybe 15.
15 years old.
Yes.
Oh, how many siblings do you guys have total between
Well,
all of you?
it's four of us.
It's four. So
Yes.
it's three boys and one girl.
Yes.
Okay, and so were all of your brothers molested as well by your
Well,
sister, or just you
I'm
and
not
R.
sure.
Kelly?
I'm not sure about Bruce.
He won't talk about it.
He never talked about it, and then he's like maybe 2 years younger than her. So Bruce is the second oldest.
Okay, so it was different.
So it's a little different. So it's like they neck and neck when it comes to age, pretty much. Me and Robert is the babies when it came to my sister.
Now, how old were you? And you said you were 6. How old was your brother at the time?
Well, I can't. I say he's 4 years older than me.
Oh,
So
he was 10.
he was 10, somewhere around in that area right there, because I really didn't notice right away when Robert was being held in the house.
Oh,
So I can't, I can't remember like when that took place, but it had to be probably before I turned 7. I noticed that he was in the house, and I get to go outside now.
now where was Bruce when all this was taking place?
Well, Bruce never was. He never stayed in the house.
Oh, he was always gone.
He was always no. She would let him go outside as well. But see, Bruce never got in trouble. Like me and Robert, we have done something in my sister mind to the point where that was an excuse for y'all. You on punishment.
It's interesting. A lot of parents right now, and I hate to bring this up, are fighting because they said that their daughters are trapped in a house. And so when you look at everything that your brother is being accused of and the conversations that you and I have had, they kind of mimic some of the same things that your sister did to you. And I kind of want you to explain a little bit of that to the viewers, what you're comfortable
Approached
with.
me. This is before it actually happened. So she told me to come in a room with her. This is the first time that she attempted to touch me. She told me to come in a room with her. And when I came in the room, she was in a robe.
Okay.
And she opened up her robe, and she didn't have anything on up under the robe. And she told me to come over to her. Excuse me. And as a kid in my mind, I'm confused because I know this my sister. I'm 6. I know this wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And she's way older than me. And first I thought she was playing. But she would, she was insisting on me coming over to her. So I was hesitant. And so she grabbed my arm. And she took my hand and started rubbing it on her private part. And I started crying, and I guess that kind of scared her. Mm-hmm. And so she told me to just go back in the living room. And that was the first time that she attempted to test the waters. The next time, I tried to find a way, like, to tell my mom in a way where she wouldn't be looking at me like I done something wrong. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I told my mom, I said, I said, do you have to go to work? I remember asking her that.
At 6 years old.
Do you have to go to school? Can you stay home today?
Wow.
And she said, no, baby, I can't stay home. I have to do these things to provide a roof over y'all head. And I have to do these things to make sure that y'all comfortable and y'all straight. And she was like, what's wrong, baby? I miss you. And so as a kid, it was a call out for help, but in my way, it was like sending a bat signal, about a week later.
Okay, this is after the first incident.
This is after the first incident.
Okay.
And maybe about a week later, she told me to stay in the house. And this time she was more aggressive. Oh. She was more aggressive to the point where she just...
Take your time.
She took my face, and I'm short at the time, and she brought me into the room from the living room, and she had the robe on again, and she sit on the bed, and she just grabbed my head like this. And she just took my head and put it down by her private part. And wow. She told me to lick her private parts. So of course I didn't know what I was doing.
At 6 years old.
6 years old. And she was like, stick your tongue out, lick it hard, lick it fast.
She's giving you
instructions. And I just started crying, and
you were crying while this was
and then she went down and started thank you. She went down and she started giving me oral sex with her mouth. Even as a kid, I'm knowing this wrong, and I'm not condoning this. Human nature.